What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's doing good. And let's just get into the review. Just so everyone knows, I'm open to feedback and being honest. Half the things I'm gonna say, bro, like I don't even know what they are, bro. I'm completely new to trading, but this is my assumption of what things are, right? So I'm open to review. This is more like a journal. Um, but there's certain things that I'm gonna say, like fair value gaps and like liquidity, but this is just my assumption of what they are. But I'll learn more as the days go on. I made this trade off an evaluation of what I think the words mean, so I apologize ahead of time if I'm wrong. I don't want to trigger anyone. Um, so if we look at the trade, I did win, but I'm gonna explain how I did that. And market opened around, this time, right? And there was a huge gap, but I went to the hourly time frame, and the first thing that I do in all the trading that I've done so far, right, for like the past couple of days, um, I observed the previous like weeks hourly highs and lows, and I marked them all down, and also a fair value gap for the weekly time. And honestly, I thought it was this because, bro, I've seen on Instagram and stuff, and I've seen on YouTube that like they be marking the big stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is a fair value gap, right? So I was like, cool, cool, cool. It's eventually gonna go back down to this point, right? I mean, hey, I was right. So if I'm right, I'm right. Maybe I'm a genius. Who knows? Or maybe I'm just being dumb. But then I decided to move down to lower time frames, right? And I went to like the 30-minute and I just observed stuff, marking things down. I wanted to see like kind of like a resistance line that was building. And I wanted to observe the past. I wanted to see how this like stock was. I've never really looked at US 30 before. So there's just a course that I'm watching told me to like trade these, right? And I saw that we were at an all-time high, right? So I uh I ended up putting a resistance line up here because I was like, I'm noticing it isn't really breaking. If you notice, like it's not breaking that line, and even now, like shit, bro, I didn't break it. So I went down even more. I went to the 5-minute, right, and I spotted this, right. I thought like, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a liquidity sweep, right? Um, I don't know what it is, but I thought it was, right? And if it doesn't drop, I made the assumption that if the stock doesn't drop to the weekly fair value gap soon, it's gonna drop to at least this gap that opened when market opened. And I made that assumption off. I was like, okay, there's a gap in the market, it needs to be filled up, right? So I was like, there's a gap, needs to be filled. I need to put my money in, so it's gonna get filled. And I wasn't 100% sure that's how it worked. So I actually set my TP a bit up, like at the touching point, because I was 100% confident that it was going to touch it. 1,000%, bro. I literally went to go lay in my bed, and I just like I almost fell asleep because I was so confident, right? And what I did was at around this time I was just watching. So I went down to the 1 minute. So as I was observing this, I was like, okay, it isn't really breaking, right? It's not really breaking this shit. So right around here, when it broke it, I almost lost all hope. I was like, oh my god, I spent all this effort losing everything, but I was like, hey, it's okay. Things happen. But then I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's just breaching for an all-time high because look how tiny these are. They're like no buyers. So it started to go down. I was like, holy crap. And went up a little bit, went down again, and at this time I was 1,000,000% certain the market would go down, right? So it went a little bit up, and this is when I bought in, like here, right? I bought in here because I was like I said, I was confident. And it just started to go down from there. I just waited and I trusted my strategy so that it would work. I got a little like wary cuz at one point like I think like around like here, but I was like no, I trust my strategy and I don't want to waver. I'm not a gambler. And I played it safe because I didn't of course know if my gap like theory was true. But everything that I was saying ended up becoming true, and the market did end up going down to the weekly fair value gap that I had marked. So that makes me feel a lot better and means that my strategy I hope is kind of working. And in the coming weekend things I'll learn like what this stuff is so I can improve my trades, and I know there's things like order blocks and just a ton of things to learn. There's so much to trading, but want to learn it all, but this was my evaluation, and I ended up winning. Thankfully, I was really happy. Uh, and at the time when I did take it, I had to make sure I was 100% confident because I don't want to take a trade that I'm not 100% confident in. Like I won't take it unless I'm completely sure. And I think they were just trying to grab like a little bit extra liquidity, but it like failed and then it just started dropping. Um, but that'd be my whole trade. And then I just want to show one more thing. I feel like this might help anyone. This is my trading plan, right? Or well, my bad. What I did step by step of I kind of wrote it down of my thought process of how I took this trade. It might not help anyone, it might help anyone, but if you want to screenshot that or do whatever with it. And then I also have, this is just the start of my journey, so this is my trading plan and the rules that I follow. I try to study the market's entire history, not the entire, but like the previous like week or month before I start looking into any trades. I'll look for the hourly highs and lows, the fair value gaps and potential for liquidity sweep. And I'm using the hourly highs and lows to determine the level of the market. And then I'm moving down to the 1 minute, to the 5 minute, to the 10 minute, to the 15. I'm also observing everything. And then I'm looking for a channel line, support and resistance levels. I'm looking for a liquidity sweep, and then a retracement respecting an order block. Again, I don't know really what that stuff is, but I'll learn. Always look for candle indicators, so things like certain types of dojis and hammers and stuff. I'm planned to only take 1 to 2 strategical trades. Sometimes don't even take the trade, and if the trade doesn't meet my requirements, I just won't take it at all. I mean, I'm not greedy, so to me, even if I don't make any money, I don't really care. Like even if I make $20, I'm super happy. So, and another thing is just be so confident in my trade. People could bet money on it. Don't overtrade or let emotions win. I remember when, like last week when I first started, I was just on a demo account like just spamming trade over and over, and I was like, dude, I'm gambling. Like, what am I even doing? Um, Look for liquidity points and like order blocks. Don't be greedy. Relax. Once I hit my TP, I'm out. I don't want to like sit for longer because I don't want to risk anymore. No matter the trade, I'm gonna review it, post my process, and hopefully I'll build a formula and strategy that consistently works for me. Don't trade after 12 p.m. I try not to. And then if I take 2 days in a row, I'm not gonna trade a third day. Um, I'll just take a little break to study and learn. But that's about everything, and that's all I have. So peace out.